Welcome back, my legends, and I have a mind-blowing theory I want to share with you guys. So let's begin. Now, a while ago, I made a theory about what's going to happen to crypto somewhere near the end of the story. Now, this theory is going to talk about how it all started. And when I was making this theory, it actually blew my mind how this could actually connect everything. And even crazier is how this story connects to Wattson and the deeper ties between crypto and her. Because this theory might prove that Wattson could be the most important legend in the games lore-wise. So let's begin. So in order to understand this theory, we first need to know about Wattson and her dad. So Wattson grew up in the games all her life. It's even said by the creators that she basically lived in the arena
itself?
Yes, so Wattson and her father actually invented the ring.
Okay.
And so she grew up in the arena, literally in the arena when they were building it.
and she's known the legend since she was a kid until she finally joined them.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So she's in here, so all the legends must know her.
Oh yeah, she was their kid sister basically.
Why is this important? Because we do know that Wattson and her dad, whose name is Luke Paquette, did build the ring. So this tells me that Watson's dad and her were working for the syndicate to make the ring. Now this is weird because Luke Paquette doesn't seem like somebody that would help the syndicate at all. So I always found it weird that he was helping the syndicate because he seems like a pretty nice guy. And if he was the head lead of the games, that means he must have known that, hey, there was some shady stuff happening with them. But here's the thing that's even crazier. We now know is that he wrote a letter to Wattson one night to explain to her how he feels about her, which was very touching.
It's Natalie. As I write this letter, it's the middle of the night in late summer.
But does that not seem weird to anybody? Was it just me, the only one who went like, why did you wrote a note in the middle of the night when your daughter was sleeping about how you feel about her? And that sad part where he wrote that he's going to miss when he's no longer with her.
I see the strong, brilliant, wonderful young woman you've become. And I know when the day comes that I'm no longer with you, you are going to be just fine.
What is going on here? It's almost like this is a goodbye note to her. And to me, this is crazy because it's almost like he knew he was living on borrowed time, if you know what I mean. And here's where I'm coming through with this theory. And here's the thing. And then tells us that, oh yeah, the ring is going to be operational and within a month.
The syndicate, that the modified containment force field will be operational in a month's time, and it's all thanks to you.
It just so happens that he passes away before he ever sees the ring 1 month later. This tells me there's a lot going on here because Luke Paquette knew he didn't have much time to live. Now some people are going to say, well, maybe he was sick. If this man was sick, he'll be in a hospital bed. But no, he tells us that he was helping Wattson with the equations to crack the code to make the ring.
An hour ago, you cracked the equations necessary to power the force field. You showed me up tonight, my magnificent daughter.
So to me, this doesn't sound like a sick man to me. It sounds like a man who knew he had to build the ring before the syndicate got really mad at him. And this is what I'm trying to say. I believe Luke Paquette was killed by the syndicate. Now some of you are gonna be saying, no way, the syndicate would definitely not do something that horrible. Well, to get this, we do know is that Wattson's mom, unfortunately, she passed away when she was at a young age. In fact, those Nessie dolls that we find in the arena, they were created by her because Wattson liked to play hide and seek with the Nessies. And even sadder is that we did learn is that she was teaching the Nessie doll multiplication tables. So you can kind of tell that growing up, Wattson was kind of lonely. So what happened to Wattson's mom? Now, Watson's mom and Luke Paquette must have been really smart individuals. And here's the thing, they clearly understood what the syndicate were and what they were trying to do. And I believe they were too afraid to tell the syndicate no. So they did help them try to build the ring. Now, did they do something to Wattson's mom? Right now, I don't see it because Luke does talk about how the games will be brilliant.
The games will be brilliant because you are brilliant. My daughter can and will do anything she wants in this life.
So in a way, he was positive about what they accomplished. But this could be taken either way, because if they did do something to Wattson's mom, no way is he going to want Wattson to try to get revenge, because that would be crazy. She cannot do it alone. So in a way, I think he might have accepted her death by the syndicate and is hoping that way Wattson can live a normal life without trying to go out for revenge. Now here comes the crypto connection. Now some of you were wondering, why would Luke be silenced by the syndicate? Well, here's the thing. He was in a really high position of power where he probably knew some things that other people were not supposed to know. And here's the connection. We do know that somebody, a legend, used to work for the syndicate in one way, shape, or form. And that person was Crypto Dae-Jun Park. In fact, we know he was the person that helped broadcast the games throughout the frontier. Now, Tae and Luke are very smart individuals. In fact, it makes sense for Luke to be the person that shows him around King's Canyon because it's the arena and he helped, built it inside and out. So he will know everything about the arena and how they want the drones to be set up. And I feel like Dae-Jun Park and Luke Paquette formed some kind of relationship where Tae could see him as some kind of father figure, because we know that Dae-Jun Park and Milo were orphans as kids and were raised in Caustic's mom's orphanage and later were put under the care of Mystic. And here's the thing, we know is that Tae and Milo are computer engineers and message decryptors. And here's the thing, why exactly would they start investigating the syndicate out of nowhere? Think about it. They work for them to help broadcast the games, right? With the drones. But for some reason, they started investigating the syndicate because they kept an eye on them, because we know this because in the Forever Family Trader, Crypto was doing some analysis on their system. Why were they doing that? This seems very weird that out of nowhere they just had an interest in the syndicate. And it makes sense if someone was tipping them off in information. And here's the thing, Dae-Jun Park knew Boyd Walker Wraith a while. And we know this because she did get a device that can help encrypt secret information in the secret bunkers. We know this because we saw it in the trailer. We see his logo right there. Now this was before the games opened. We know this because in the end, the Wraith that from the other universe that we know now that we're playing as, she came out and we can clearly see that the games haven't opened yet. Now this tells me is that Dae-Jun Park has had some suspicions about the syndicate for a while now, but discovered this system was being implemented or is implemented. Dae-Jun Park did not want to do anything that involved risking them getting caught by the syndicate. He was afraid, except for Mila. In fact, Mila looked disappointed that Tae didn't want to take the risk and try to change their lives for the better by getting a second chance. Now, during this event, Luke unfortunately passed away. It's been a while, but Mila and Tae were still spying on the syndicate. Now, this tells me is that Luke might have been the one who tipped them off about what's going on in the syndicate. Now, unfortunately, I believe, and this is where my other theory comes into play, that it was Mila who took it way too far and was caught by the syndicate with a copy of the prediction algorithm. And this is where I believe that she sold out Dae-Jun Park and set him up to be framed. And she played innocent, saying that she was going to be the one that was going to be reported. And as we know, Dae-Jun Park got away. So even though she did, in my mind, sell him out, they still need her alive because he's still out there. And since she is the only connection he has with her, then she is valuable being kept alive than being dead. Now, I'll make a separate video in the future why I think Mila sold out Dae-Jun Park. But as for now, how does this have to do with Wattson? Well, here's the thing. Everybody is going to, in the end, has to have a reason to work against the syndicate. And Wattson needs a reason to go against the people she kind of grew up with. And here's the thing. Watson's dad, Luke, when he wrote that letter, he kind of knew he was going to go away and not see Wattson ever again. But not once did he ever say, oh, don't worry, I know you're in good hands with the syndicate. No, he never said the syndicate once because he doesn't clearly trust them. He just knows that Wattson is going to be okay, and I think he was talking about the legends. Now, it's kind of crazy that he has more trust in the legends, and not once did he ever mention the syndicate, the people he's working for. That's because I don't think he ever trusted them in the first place. And I think Wattson's gonna learn the hard truth that her dad was assassinated by the syndicate and made to look like an accident. And she is going to be the one that's going to unite all the legends to come together to fight against the syndicate and Hammond Robotics and free the Outlands and the Frontier from their influence. In fact, one of the devs actually confirmed this a long time ago.
So, everybody loves Wattson. She's the one person that could probably unite all the legends together.
I think this explains why he was never worried about Wattson. Her dad was right. She was in good hands all this time. So guys, it's time for the giveaway. Since last time I did PS4, this time is gonna be for Xbox and my next video is gonna be for PC. So I'm gonna do the scavenger thing because it seemed to be worked out. Didn't see a lot of people complaining about it. If you guys want it to be a little bit harder, that way people will actually have a challenge, or just a little bit easier, let me know. I need some feedback on that. And thanks for all your support, my legends. You guys made this possible. And because of you, I am now a high premium Lova Sims membership holder. Thank you.
With an unwavering tone, I'll keep on repenting for that night so long ago. That your hands disappear, I'll still find the place where you are here. So go without saying a goodbye.